What's good? What's cracking? What's cracking? What's cracking? Welcome back to another installment of the 414. I'm your co-host, Dami.
This is West in the building. Hope you guys are having a great day. We're back again with another podcast. The night stalker himself is he's ever alive, feeling well. You might see us a little different setup with the camera quality. We're upgrading. I'm trying to figure a couple things out, so bear with me. Hopefully we'll be back to the nice, subtly warm, picture quality. But we'll see. We'll see.
Indeed, it's looking real industrial over there. But
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
for sure, for sure. But before we even get into it, how you feeling?
I'm feeling okay. Listen, man, I spent 5 hours working on my car. My legs feel like lead, so hopefully we can get this going and get
And
into
then
some
you
good
got the nerve to
topics.
stand at your standing desk.
Yeah, make it any better.
Okay, say
How
no
about
more.
yourself? How are you doing?
Well, before I get to that, hey, I hope the car is squared away, and I'm glad to see you mustering the last of your strength to get this out for the people.
Oh,
It's
my
the
car is shit.
sacrifices.
My car is absolutely shit. But what can you do? What can you do besides
But
work
it's
on it?
better, right?
Yeah, bro. It's listen. It's like we're getting somewhere. I think
Yeah,
that's the
that
best way to look at it.
that might be a story one of these days.
No,
But
no, no, no. Don't say that. Don't say that. You feel me?
yeah,
I
your
gotta
vehicle debacles, brother. It's
I
gonna
gotta
be a
stretch the
story
legs,
with
bro. I
me.
gotta get ready for this hour. I gotta stretch the legs, bro. Don't worry about nothing. Getting ready.
Say no more, say no more. But I mean, on this end, I'm chilling, can't complain. God is good as always. So
Good to hear.
with
Good to
that
hear.
said, I think we can jump straight into our first topic, which is Team USA, the United States men's basketball team, has won the Olympic gold medal earlier today after they beat the French team 98-87. So it's definitely great news for us. Not gonna lie, brother. I thought 4th of July would be the only thing to get that national pride back in me, but
No, bro.
I don't know. Something about this got me feeling real American. I like that.
Yeah. I mean,
I
that's
love
good
that.
though. That's good because you're assimilating well. You're from Nigeria, so this is great. This is great for you. You got that American pride, huh? That nationalism's kicking in. This is
For sure. But I don't know if you saw when they were putting the medals around each of the basketball players next. Joel Embiid, I know he is from France, I believe.
oh, that must have been kind of odd.
Yeah. Was he born in France? Let me see. Let me double check. I don't want to misspeak.
Yeah, get it together. Do your job. Do it right this time around.
Listen here. All right.
No, no, no,
My
no, no.
boys just won the
Hey,
Olympic gold medal
stop
for
eating
basketball.
your microphone. We can hear
No,
you.
no, 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 no. Because what you're not going to do is agitate and aggravate me on this blessed day. My
Okay,
Lord and
okay,
Savior,
okay,
LeBron James, does
okay,
borrow
okay.
gold.
Listen to me. Okay, okay, okay.
Now that's 57 countries you can't go to. See what you did?
What did I do? I said, listen
You
to
know
me.
what you did. It's not what you said, it's how you said it.
Mm,
But
listen.
what's it called? I think he does have French ties. He's from Cameroon.
So, wasn't that a colony of France?
I believe so. I don't know why. What the issue was really. Oh yeah, I think it's because of the French ties to Cameroon. Apparently he does speak fluent French due to growing up over there. So there was plenty of booing in the stands while he was getting this medal. And you saw everybody on the team was just like, "Yup, keep it coming,
Yeah.
keep it coming."
Well, they should have kept him.
But at the end of the day, a win is a win. Shout out to everybody on the team. Glad that they were able to lock that down, especially after what's his face. Noah Lyles done won that 100-meter dash. He
Bro, he
won
was
by what, a
cooking.
5,000th of a second.
Yeah. Did he like get
Yeah,
like a
nah.
personal best too on top of that?
I don't know about that. I wouldn't know.
He was
But
cooking.
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't call 5 thousandths of a second cooking.
No, I'm saying a
But
new personal best for himself in the Olympics.
no, I love that film. And I think he was supposed to participate in what was it, the 200? But he
Mhm.
said he got COVID or he got sick or something.
Oh, dang. Dang.
So I think he did participate, but he didn't do his best.
Hmm.
Someone else took that. But man, I think it was a few years ago, the last Olympics. He got up there. He was talking crazy about the NBA for no good reason. The NBA calls themselves world champions. World champions of what? Like, man,
He had a fair point.
there was absolutely no need for that. But I'm glad that them boys locked it down, both at home and overseas.
They had to. They had
Cause
to.
man, after bro said that and then won the 100-meter dash to gold, yeah, we had to win. We had to win. But how do you feel about that take of his that the winning NBA team they're not world champions? Do you agree or disagree?
I mean, I disagree fundamentally. They're not world champions, but I think his argument was, what do we sell? You guys should come here winning every time. Should be no question about it. You have all the best players. There should never be an argument. But, listen, bro, a lot of these other countries have some pretty decent players, Maybe not up to NBA status, but what was the last team that America faced or USA faced that kind of gave them a little challenge? They won, I think, what, 7 points? I don't know what country that was.
I think I know what you're talking about. They played, I think, earlier this week, and
Mhm.
I think we were down up until like the fourth quarter, and then they really turned it up, and
Exactly.
Curry dropped like 36, and
So like
you
these
know,
countries aren't like, they're not playing like a AAU team. Like there's solid players on these teams.
no,
But
for sure.
valid point, valid point. I think he's like, listen, you
It
guys
was
say you guys are
Serbia.
the best. Serbia. See?
It was,
Well,
it
they won
was
by
Serbia. Yeah,
yeah,
they had to
like
come back, and we won what 95-91 in the
exactly.
fourth quarter comeback,
See?
and we were down 17 third quarter.
But yeah, to Noah's point, hey bro, if y'all gonna rep being world champions, the best players in the world, you gotta act like it. But they did. They came around, they did their thing. Goals all around. I respect it.
No, for sure. But his point was that if an NBA team, you know, you go through the season, you win the finals. I'm sure all the merch and the trophies that says world champion, he says they're not world champions. That doesn't count. It's the National Basketball Association. That doesn't mean anything.
Mm.
That's the point he was getting at.
Oh, to that point, I don't know though, because you gotta think about it. Yeah, National Basketball Association, but also you're pulling the best players from everywhere to play in this National Basketball Association.
That's where my mind was like, the NBA is not just players from the United
Yeah,
States.
exactly. It's players from everywhere.
Exactly. So if all the best players worldwide come together, they are world champions, at least in my eyes.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. Maybe he's looking at it from like, oh, if they're playing on like the international stage, which is the Olympics, then you would go to say these are world champions, which they are now.
For sure. But I feel as though, because I saw this, I think it was a headline or a comment somebody posted somewhere, but I don't see why there isn't like a World Cup for basketball right now. I know soccer is a much bigger sport internationally.
Way more money's going into it.
Oh, for sure. But still, there's a lot more competitiveness overseas. It's not like early 2000s where, it was just a clean sweep. And even as we saw earlier this season, it wasn't the total beat down or easy victory that a lot of people thought it would be.
True.
And a lot of these teams are competing. I remember that what was it, a scrimmage? I think we played against South Sudan. I think we won by like 1 point. And it was like neck and neck for most
That's
of
crazy.
the game.
That's crazy.
It was South Sudan, bro. I don't know if you know, they declared independence like 13 years ago. I think that's like the youngest country in the world. But at the same time, I think the average Sudanese man is like 6'5". So
Yeah, and if that's the average,
they are tall. I'm probably dragging it with that, but man, they are notoriously tall. Manute Bol, they're Sudanese.
Okay.
They're what? Think Manute Bol is what, like 7? What's tall with Manute Bol? I don't want to misquote the man's height. I knew it. I was gonna say 7'7". No, I was like, that's too tall. Ain't he like 7? I think his dad was like 7'7". I think his son comes out to around 7'2".
Okay.
So yeah, I think 7 foot on the dot actually. So they just giraffes over there. I ain't gonna hold you.
Fair. Look, see, and they give them a run for their money. So for the U.S., I think if we're being quite blatant, like for them to win in an international frame or international, setting,
Mm-hmm.
that speaks to the point Noah was trying to make. Like, oh, they're not world champions, but beating other countries goes to show that hey, these players came to play. These players are good enough to play other countries and other players within other countries.
Very true. I absolutely agree. And I feel as though the Olympics is a very strong reminder of the gap between your average human being and these
Oh,
athletic
yeah.
freaks of nature. Because, man, these people are built different on so many different levels. It is
Like when you think about
ridiculous.
it, the average NBA player could beat any, average regular basketball player, college player. Like there's just a different type of performance that they operate at. It's insane.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's so funny when you think about people like, oh yeah, I could probably, play an NBA player. Like, no, you can't. You cannot. Like they run circles
You
around you
never
for
know,
fun.
brother. You never know.
No, I'm pretty sure. Bro. It's the same thing with football. People are like, oh yeah, why couldn't you make that? Like, everybody's a armchair quarterback. So you look at an actual 100 yards, you're like, oh, never mind.
Fair enough.
Yeah, yeah.
Fair enough. I see what you're getting at, brother. But I don't know if you knew, recently breakdancing was added to the Olympics. And that's been a pretty interesting development. Why are you smirking already?
Because like what?
Breakdancing was added as an Olympic sport recently. And recently, a woman has been going viral as she debuted for the Australian breakdancing team. So if you don't mind, I'm just gonna go ahead and just show you a short little clip of her skills.
Okay.
All right, so let me just go ahead and share my screen. I'm gonna turn down this awful music. Yeah.
Dang. Somebody come get Jill. Come get her. Whose mom is here?
This a grown ass woman flopping on the floor like this, bro. She that little move.
Somebody come get her.
Nah, I've had enough, bro.
Oh. Whoever's mom that is, tell her to stay home next time. I commend the effort because if they just started that, she's the first person up. Hey, all power to her. Hope she gets gold. If she's the only
Stop
person
it!
there.
Stop it!
No,
Stop
bro,
it, bro!
you got listen. And when you're starting something out, you gotta. Someone has to do it. Someone has to start it.
Do you know how many people are in New York and Times Square spinning on their head on a piece of cardboard right now?
But are they in the Olympics? No, but Jill is.
That's the problem.
That's not the problem. She signed up. Nobody else did.
That gotta be the prime minister's wife or something, bro. That's the only explanation.
Nah.
Either that or they still figuring things out. Who knows? She might actually be nice, and they said this is the routine you gotta follow.
Yeah, or maybe there's like a set routine but no, that doesn't.
It's a new sport,
weird.
so it's like I don't think
Where
it's like
was she from?
gymnastics. Australia.
Or she better start kicking with the kangaroos because that ain't it.
Man,
Not it.
that is ridiculous, bro.
That's very new. That's interesting.
Yeah,
At this point, they might as well add bowling. I would really watch that. They add bowling to the Olympics. I'd watch it.
really.
Yes, and I hope
Hmm.
they add my man, infamous, my man. Who do you think you are? I am. That's my man right
That
there.
would be great to see.
He has to have it on like a shirt, bro.
I think that'd be a good time, to
I'd
see him up
stay for
there.
that. Yeah.
I know they had breakdancing, skateboarding recently, climbing, which I feel like should have always been a sport.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause,
No, I
man,
feel like that should be in
climbing
there.
ain't easy, and
No, bro.
surfing as well.
Yeah. For
Which
sure.
I mean, in my mind, it felt like it had always been a sport, but I guess not.
Surfing?
Yeah,
It is a sport, not in the Olympics though.
That's what I mean. I thought it was this whole time. It had always been a sport in the Olympics.
Oh, interesting.
Even that skateboarding thing's a little late. Imagine Tony Hawk tearing it up 30 years ago.
Golds all around for the
'Cause,
US.
man, when it comes to skateboarding, the only person your average person knows is him and Rob. What's his last name?
Deer deck.
Deerdeck, and they're both
Yeah.
what
In their
50s, 60s.
late 40s, early 50s, something like that. I know Tony's in his
Nah,
50s.
Tony's up there, bro.
Yeah, Tony's like late 50s, I think. Rob, I think, is like early 50s, late 40s.
Tony Hawk is 56.
And Rob is a little bit younger, I think.
Rob Deerdeck's definitely younger. He's 50. Wow.
And it's crazy to think too, because like I used to watch his show, Rob Dyrdek's show, The Fantasy Factory.
Mm-hmm.
I used to watch it all the time. And like he must have been what, like 30 in that, I think. No, probably like early 40s. Bro, it would have been golds all around. Skateboarding,
For sure.
track, basketball,
You know,
swimming.
I know a bunch of people. That would have been some great promo for what's it called? Remember Tony Hawk's games? Pro Skater.
Oh yeah.
Would have been some
That was a cool thing.
insane promo.
Oh, for sure. But I got a topic.
Let's hear it.
More towards my avenue. Shifting gears, more to something I think we've all kind of seen but never really understood.
Mm-hmm.
Within the stock market, have you heard about it dropping like almost $600 billion worth of sell-off? It's pretty crazy.
I've seen the headlines, brother. A whole lot of red on them charts.
Whole lot of red. I've seen it in my accounts too. They're calling it the Magnificent Seven. Basically, like the top 7 companies, or at least top tech companies.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes Alphabet, Amazon, Apple, Meta, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Tesla had the biggest drop-offs within this past week, I would say, or so. And it's kind of crazy too, because a lot of this was charged from like companies that Nvidia specifically, where their market cap, and also like a lot of people were buying this company, but the valuation was an issue, right? Because it's like when you buy so much into something, the valuation starts to go up. But if intrinsically the company is not as strong as people are buying it, you're creating a bubble. So that's what happened with a lot of these tech companies. People are just buying them, artificially pumping up the prices and creating a artificial bubble. Now, question to you. Do you think that within these tech companies, do you think there's going to be a major pullback, all things considered, because of this happening?
What do you mean by pullback? Let me get a understanding.
Yeah, like where people are starting to reevaluate, like how vital are these companies?
As an investor, as a consumer?
Consumer. I think consumers are the biggest ones that would take the hit first, and then investors on the back end.
I think as the biggest tech companies, they're obviously, the most consumed. And, usually like Q3 of the year, that's when the tech gets rolling. It's already with August. Next month, the new iPhone gets released, new Pixel phone, new Samsung Galaxy S, whatever. So the end of the year is really where they shine. And I know I saw a headline recently saying that Apple is expecting the biggest numbers for the upcoming iPhone 16, and they plan on expanding production to a new country. I think it's India. Thing I know right now they're
Yeah.
mainly in China. I think they plan on
They're trying
expanding
to
to
transition
India,
to India.
and I heard they already hired like 50,000 new workers over in China. So I think with the ramping up of production, I think a lot of these companies are kind of okay with taking that hit since it's what we're in what quarter. Damn, we're already in quarter three, right? Technically.
Yeah, Q3.
Okay, so quarter four, I guess, is what I was getting at. Where
Yeah.
they will definitely don't see that spike in sales. You know, holiday season, everybody's shopping. So I feel as though, as someone in that company, you go, okay, you know, it's not looking too good right now, but you know, it's like, you know, one step backward, you know, five forward, I guess. That might be
Yeah,
the
that's a good
mindset,
point. That's a
you
good
know,
point.
because man, give it a few more weeks, everybody's gonna be just fine.
Yeah, I would
Wouldn't
agree.
surprise
I
me at
think
all.
it's a situation where almost like there was so much steam in the engine, like had a kind of hit the bleeder valve or
Hmm.
hit the release valve a little bit and kind of you know push down some of that steam because these guys, like, I don't know if you've seen Nvidia, but the stock price was absolutely insane.
I
The
was gonna ask you
stock
about that. Do
growth
you
was
feel like
absolutely
that was
insane.
inevitable, kind of, for Nvidia at least?
Yeah, yeah, because I mean that the price of the company was pumping so fast within the past year, within the past 2 years. It,
Hmm.
I think, it was almost overshooting a lot of expectations. But it's like you could only do that for so long before the market corrects. Because after a certain point, like for instance, when you have like a really good product for whatever company or products, people are going to buy into that for that sole purpose. But if people continue to buy for that reason and the product isn't any better or it's not getting any better, like the market's going to eventually correct. That's one thing the market always does very well. It's like correct to a certain point. May take time, but it always does correct. So I think that was inevitable when it came to Nvidia.
Okay, because I'm sure you're aware, but I know a few weeks ago they, when was it, last week? Yeah, recently, a few days ago actually, they did like a 10-to-1 stock split. So I know, like, everyone that was currently already invested, they received like 10 new shares for each share they already own. So if the share price is like $200 for one share, it dropped down to what, 20.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
I think
stock
that was to like
splits.
make way for additional growth.
Yeah,
So
splits
how does that
aren't.
work? Like, does it like hit a ceiling at some point, and they have to accommodate all those that are trying to get in? Or
It's not a ceiling. Typically, companies do that to appeal to more investors because you have to
Mhm.
imagine if I own one share of Chipotle, that's like $1,000. Now, if they cut it into 10 slices, I own 10 shares, as opposed to one share, making it more appealing to other investors to put their
But
money
correct me
into.
if I'm wrong. Is that share not worth less now?
Yeah, well, yeah, because you cut it up 10 times. But again, you have the equivalent. It's just more shares in the market. All you did was dilute the amount of shares. Like instead of having 500, or say you take a easier number, 100, and you divided that by cut it up 10 times. So you having
Hmm.
100 in the market. Now you have 1,000 in the market as far as shares go. So now more people could buy it. So the availability of shares is widened. A lot of
But
companies
you
do that.
but you did say that there is no like ceiling to it. So I think I'm struggling to see like the benefit for Nvidia in doing that.
Appealing to like different investors. If like for instance, paying $1,000 a share is a lot of money. Now, if you slice it up to more appealing, like a 4-to-1 split, paying
Hmm.
250 is much more appealing than paying 1,000 per share.
Of course.
You're
Do you
opening
feel as
yourself up
though
to more investors and you're opening yourself up to more avenues of investment.
I see what you're saying? Do you feel as though that's the mindset for the majority of investors when you go into it? Because I mean, I know for me personally, you know, maybe it's due to where I am financially, but when I try to invest in something, I think the dollar amount, not the amount per share.
Um,
You know, so I don't wake up going, I'm gonna buy half a share of this or a full share of this. Do you feel as though, you know, since you said that that is the appeal, getting the individual share price down, do you feel as though that's important when
yeah,
appealing
I
to
think it
investors?
can be. I think it's all about how you're looking at your investment strategy. Like if you're going to me personally, I go into it like, oh, I want to buy 4 shares of, you know, Apple, or I want to buy 4 shares of ExxonMobil or whatever company I want to buy. Not necessarily thinking of like the sticker price. Maybe it's $150, maybe it's $130, whatever the price is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going into the amount of shares I want to buy, not by the price. But if you're going by the price, it's both yet appealing because if they cut the company up multiple times, the price is going to go down per 1 share.
See.
So either way you spin that, it's still more advantageous for a person who is looking either at amount of shares they want to buy or the price that they want to buy at. Only thing that it does for like incumbents or people that own the share previously is it dilutes their shares. So if you owned 1 share of a stock that was $1,000 at one point, now you own 10 shares, if they cut it up 10 times.
Interesting.
So it just dilutes your shares.
Okay. I just looked it up. A share of Apple is
Like two
at
and some
the
change.
time of recording, like 216.
Mm-hmm.
And I just checked in video. I believe this is after the stock split. I think it's occurred already, but as of today, it's at around $100, 104.
Yeah, so that's after because it was crazy. It was like $600-700. It was getting up there. It was a lot of
Really?
money per share. Yeah. Like a lot, it's crazy too. There's a couple articles saying how like a lot of the workers at Nvidia who took a lot of their
Well, like
salary
stock
packages
options?
include stock options, and a lot of them now who started with the company are now millionaires, multimillionaires, especially
Oh, wow.
because they took that stock plan and they had like 1,000 shares. So it's crazy. It's absolutely insane.
I mean, while I was, looking for that number, I came across a headline that says, in the last year, they're up 500%.
Imagine that. Imagine you're up 500% on your portfolio. Dog.
500%.
Crazy.
So with the stock price currently being $104 and they did that 10-1 split, does that just show how much it tanked?
No, it didn't tank. They cut it up.
But I think you did say that they were in the red last week or earlier.
Well,
this
yeah,
week.
well, the whole market was in the red. Like $600 billion worth of stock just kind of.
So that's what I'm saying. The stock price is now $104 if you're following.
Yeah.
They
Well,
chopped it up into 10. I
and
know
then
it
it went
wasn't.
down.
Are you saying it was $1,000 before?
No, it was less than that. But because whatever it was beforehand, you have to account for the market sell off as well.
Got it. Okay.
I don't know what it was beforehand before the market sell off,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know when they did their stock split. But you have to factor
days
those
ago.
two
It was
things.
recent.
Yeah, you have to factor those two things in as well if you wanted more accurate numbers.
Okay. I definitely think, at some point, obviously you lead the charge on that one, but, just to break down to the people,
What
the
10 to 1
basics of,
ratio?
what to
Yeah.
get into, 'cause I feel as though a lot of our audience is around our age and
For
a lot
sure.
of people just don't know how to invest at all.
Yeah.
So I think
That's a fair
helping
point.
people, again, we're not
Yeah, we're not
certified or licensed. Well, hey, at least one of us isn't, not yet.
Not
you
yet,
know,
at least. Yeah,
not
now
yet.
third year,
So
going for finance. So we're on our way. We're on our way.
exactly. But
We're on our way.
with all that you do know, I'm sure that you have no problem, getting people, just started.
For sure. Yeah, I mean that's what I've done for myself, starting at 18, and now I'm 23, and I'm sitting on a pretty sizable account.
This nigga's rich.
No.
You said it with your own mouth, bro.
Sizable account and rich,
man,
two different things.
that's the richest, modest shit I've ever heard. This nigga said, I'm sitting on a pretty penny. What can
For
I
my
say?
age, put it like that. For my age. Let's not.
Y'all see the backtrack?
No. Let's not do that. I'm not rich by any means. Let's clear that up. No.
Oh, say no more, bro.
I'm
We'll
still
talk about my loan after this.
All these, we ain't rich. I'll tell you that.
2 for 1?
Listen, bro. I'll take a 2-for-1. I'll take a manager discount. You see what I'm saying?
Say no more. But speaking of astronauts, earlier today, well, not today, excuse me, a few days ago. Actually, let me start from the beginning. I'm over acting like y'all know something about this. You might, but just in case you don't. Earlier in June, 2 astronauts were sent to space with SpaceX, and they were supposed to be there for, just 8 days and come right back. But apparently there were technological issues, and funny enough, I think Boeing had a hand in things.
Boeing, bro.
I could be
all
wrong with that. I have to double
purposes.
check, but I believe Boeing did have a hand in things. But now, they're saying that they were stuck, and now NASA is saying, yeah, we might have y'all come back with one of our, I believe, supply drops, and that's gonna be in February.
Mm.
Man, how you feel about that,
That's
brother?
crazy,
Hearing
bro.
that,
Imagine going up
yeah,
there saying, "Hey, you're scheduled, you're slide for 8 days, and you've been up there for months, and you're not going to come back for like a year."
they've been there
I'd
for
be,
2 months, and they're not coming back for another 6.
I'm like, bro, I'd be like, and on top of that, I'm assuming, came up with enough supplies to last them that trip for the slotted time.
Yeah, yeah,
So
for
now
sure.
they've been getting, increasing like
No, I
supplies
think they are
now,
on the International Space Station.
but they have to bring up supplies to them too. I'm assuming because if you're up there for 8 days, they didn't. I'm
It's not just
assuming.
them on the space station though, on the ISS.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah, there's a good amount of them up there.
Okay. Either way, I'd be all set. No, nah, I don't want no
That
part.
is
That's insane. And then Boeing had a
extremely
hand in it,
unfortunate.
which is absolutely crazy.
You telling me I'd be so angry if I was in that position? I'm not even gonna lie.
Who wouldn't be?
Hmm,
You got bamboozled, bro. You got
you
bamboozled.
telling me?
Granted, obviously a lot goes into that, but yeah, no, that's just a lot
I
going on.
just I just don't understand how that even happens in the first place.
Yeah, I find that so interesting. Obviously, it was some issue, or wasn't it like a rocket that they had to send up that.
Yeah, like they lost one of their thrusters and there was some
Yeah.
issue, but
But I'm pretty sure this has happened before in the past, if I'm not mistaken.
I wonder how that works legally. Cause in my head, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna play real nice while I still need them to get me back home. But once
Yeah.
I'm there, lawsuit.
But also,
Elon
don't
gonna
you
fill it
assume
at
that
SpaceX. NASA gonna fill it. Ooh, I'm suing.
you're
Yeah, I
astronaut,
promise you,
bro?
brother. When it's done, Dami X. I promise you, it's gonna be Dami X.
I
You
don't
you
know.
dragged me. Well, I won't say you dragged me, but I signed up to be at something for a week and a day to go and come back. I hugged my wife goodbye. I kissed my son. I said, "Hey, I'm gonna see you in a week." Take you to that basketball game you always wanted to go to. How do you explain that to your family, bro? Hey, so we lost the thruster, so I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I should be back in time for Valentine's, babe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, you gonna miss birthdays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, graduations, big events, and it is unfortunate.
For sure. I think that's like unfortunately assumed in the position though. Like no one goes up to space obviously thinking anything's gonna go wrong, but also you would have to prepare for something to go wrong.
I guess, but for something that I think the it's been perceived as though we've got a pretty decent hand when it comes to space travel for the most part. There haven't been no big slip ups or issues as of late, so we
Yeah.
got it down pat for the most part. But again, it's just an unfortunate situation. But which is why I asked, like, did they sign like a bunch of paperwork where they can't sue if things like this happen? Because that'd be my
Mm.
very first thought.
Yeah, that's something I'd want to look into and figure out. But I'm pretty sure as you take on something like this, like a job like this, I'm pretty sure
Mhm.
that'd be in there. Like things like this happen, unfortunately, but things like this do happen. Mishaps. I mean, come on, bro. Like you're in space, nothing is certain.
Like I said, because I feel like we got it down packed to a degree, things like this shouldn't be happening, bro.
Yeah, but
And
that's
then
what
to say,
they
hey,
think.
listen, we gonna send you back in a month, or it might take another week, or man, 8 months in space is
8 months in
ridiculous.
space is a very long time.
It is ridiculous. These are
I mean, the
people too.
pictures would probably
I
be
mean,
great.
fortunately, you said what?
The pictures would probably be great.
Yo, these people got families and lives back home and wherever they're from. And you talking about? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Instagram gonna be hitting. Yo,
A1 pictures, bro. 4K cameras. Looking at
what 4K cameras, bro? Have you seen the Hubble telescope images?
no, they're not on the Hubble. They have cameras on the ISS.
What are you talking about?
What am I talking about? Have you not seen like any NASA pictures from the ISS?
I seen a couple, bro, but they not taking
Yeah, they
cannons to
are.
space, bro.
Yeah,
No,
they
they're
are.
not.
If you
I
look
just
up
watched them do
pictures,
some little mini interview. They was talking about some, oh, they were talking how you were talking. Funny enough, like, hey, these things happen. We're safe. We got food. We got water. We got oxygen. We'll be all right. We'll thug it out. That's exactly what I would say. Yeah, wait till I touch down. Wait till or Jay Young will be my lawyer, brother.
not gonna lie, bones involved. So you might go missing
Uh,
for all you know. They might
I
find
love
you. They
I,
might
I
find
love space.
they change it up. There
I
you go.
love space.
There you go.
Like, see, it's all about your mindset. When you think about it, this is really an 8 month
This was
vacation.
a blessing in disguise.
Exactly.
I got
Like,
to reflect and journal.
exactly. Only a few, maybe 100 people, 150 have ever had that opportunity.
Ever had that
You
opportunity?
know,
I want to
and
thank
a
Bone
lot
and
less
NASA.
have been able to be up there for such an extended amount of time. So
Yeah,
at the end
yeah.
of the day, it's a blessing in disguise. And I'd be more than grateful to Boeing, NASA, and SpaceX for the opportunity.
They're gonna find you in your car with a love letter to your wife about how you always loved her. You never thought this would happen to you. It's
Yeah,
Bone
yeah,
and
and then
that's
I'll
your
be
own,
I'll be alive and well to give her the letter.
right? No, you won't. But because because you have that positive attitude, I think you may
Mm-hmm.
last longer than a lot of your peers. Just keep that up.
Mm, got it.
Keep that up.
Appreciate the vote of confidence, brother. Much
I don't know.
appreciated.
I don't know. They might recruit Yusuf. Think about it, because they need some new hitters over on that Boeing assassin team.
Let's do. Well, what's it called? Speaking of assassins being needed, I've been seeing this trend, brother, and it's been irking me. So I'm gonna bring it up on the podcast. I've been seeing it, definitely among celebrities and rappers renting this vehicle and taking it to this place. Why is one of the first places people take a picture with the new Cybertruck a gas station?
I think the irony.
I hate it. I hate it so much. I think I saw 2 Chainz at a gas station with a Cybertruck. I see Lil Baby with one. Why do
At
you?
a gas
Why?
station
Why?
makes no
Why do
sense.
you have a Cybertruck at a gas station?
Yeah, yeah, it makes no
It's the
sense
most backwards thing ever. I hate it,
for sure. Well,
and I hate the vehicle. I saw one on the road the other day. I think it belonged to some bakery. That was like the name of a bakery on the side.
why would they
It,
have that?
hey, call it a marketing stunt. I'm not gonna lie, it worked. I'd say the name. I still remember it. But, we don't do free promo over here. But man, I watched that thing drive past me. I immediately got over to the fast lane. Unfortunately, it was a little empty. Got to the fast lane. I'm in this 2011 fully loaded Honda Pilot. Man, I floored it. I gave it all 280 horsepower, brother.
Mm.
Floored it, man. I zoned past him. This dude looked over at me. I looked at him. Man, I think he pressed his big toe on the pedal a little bit, and I just watched him.
Gone, gone.
I
That's
was
funny.
hurt, bro. It
That's
wasn't even
funny.
my exit. I got off.
Yeah, bro. You gotta recuperate. You gotta come back to the drawing board and see what didn't work.
I was just angry for no good reason. Like, man, who you think he is?
I actually seen one of those Cybertrucks downtown in my area, and I looked at it and I'm like, this is what people are buying. Like, it looked awful. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like it. It doesn't look good. Looks like
Nope,
something a 10-year-old would draw in art class. It doesn't look good.
not at all.
And it's like functionally, it's supposed to be what, a truck, like
It
function as
can't do
one.
truck stuff,
That's
bro.
what I'm
Have you
saying. It's
seen it
supposed
like
to
try to?
function.
Have you
It
seen it
can't
try to off
tow
road?
or off road.
Man, I think your range gets slashed in half if you're towing like closer to capacity.
Blows my mind. It's like it's supposed to compete with trucks, but it can't do truck things. No off road, horrible towing capacity. And I've seen like some YouTubers try to test it out, like try to like push the limits of the tow capacity. If they tow something that's a little bit over, like the whole hitch comes off, including the bumper. So you would
Really?
have to get the yeah. I've seen a couple of videos where people try to tow something that's
Mm-hmm.
like a little bit over capacity, and like the whole hitch, including the bumper, comes off. But because the hitch, I think, is welded to the frame, that is you would total the car. if you brought that to like, or if you like claimed that on insurance or something. That's
It's
total.
ridiculous, bro. I think it got recalled again too.
For what?
It's always something with these EVs, man. There's always a recall. Let me check it. Blah blah blah, to replace or rework the accelerator pedal assembly to ensure efficient. What? Oh no, that don't even sound good.
Not at all. Not at all.
There's always something. Blah blah blah. Cybertruck vehicles to replace, rework the accelerator pedal assembly to ensure efficient retention force between the pad and accelerator pedal to prevent the pad from dislodging.
There's the pad. What pad are they talking about?
I have no idea. Between the pad and the accelerator pedal. What pad? See, bro, it got parts that don't even make no sense. What the brake pad? What are we talking about?
That's what I'm saying. It can't be the brake pad. That wouldn't make sense.
And they got like that electric steering. It's not like mechanically built in. Have you seen it? Like, it's not like
it's like
it's not super responsive.
No,
which is very scary.
Situation. That's the last thing you want is for
that tenth of a second lag could be the difference between life and death. That's especially for a vehicle that weighs what 6,000-7,000 pounds.
Yeah.
My number's right. Yeah, I'm pretty damn spot on. I'm seeing between what 67, 7,000 pounds. Yeah, that's ridiculous, bro.
Not good. Not good at all, actually.
Makes no sense to me. Speaking about cars, since we're already on the topic, and I just remembered this, we did cover the new Corvette C8 Z06. No, excuse me, 01.
Yeah,
01, correct. Which was another monstrosity from the GM and the boys over at Chevrolet, 1060 horsepower.
Don't confuse it with like bad.
Oh no! It's a beautiful monstrosity, absolutely. But apparently, we're supposed to get another one, I believe, next year, which is the C8 Zora, which is named after Zora something, some European dude who was responsible for making it a sports car back in, I believe, the 60s or 70s. So I'll definitely throw his name up somewhere, This is to go out and post, But apparently, I doubt this one gonna be street legal. But they talking about some like 1,400 horsepower, brother.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I never thought I'd say this. At what point is horsepower enough?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's scary,
For
bro.
a Corvette, 1,300 to 1,400 horsepower.
The ZR1 already does a 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. A Bugatti Chiron, the 300 Super Sport, the one that goes like 300 miles an hour, it does 0 to 60 in 2.4.
Oh, wow.
And that's $1 million car.
Right.
So if we're talking, 13, 14, 1,500 horsepower in the same Corvette, what type of numbers are we looking at 0 to 60? What type of numbers are we looking at price-wise?
Yeah.
This has to be a limited one. I said one. This has to be a limited run, and this can't be street legal. That's terrifying.
I would agree with both of those statements because that's insane. And yeah, bro.
Most people don't need 500 horsepower.
Yeah, that's true.
Your average driver would consider 300-400 horsepower fast. That is fast. That is just peppy and quick enough to get the job done.
Right.
So, man, 1,500 horsepower. I'm not scared.
That's
stock
track driven.
Stock factory with a warranty.
Bring that to the track on the weekends, and that's
ridiculous. But at the same time, they did manage to make that Chiron Super Sport 300 plus. It is street legal, and I believe that has around 1,500 horsepower. But again, it's 0 to 60 is the same as the new ZR1. So it's not crazy on acceleration, and you'll never ever get to use that 300 horsepower. Ever
get to the point where it's 300 miles an hour.
Where would you take your car to go 300 miles an hour?
Yeah, there's I mean select places.
You know, you gonna go to the Midwest on some random route and just
That'd be the
drive
only way
straight
probably.
in some random state for, yeah,
Like 20 miles to see maybe if you can touch those numbers.
yeah. I don't even know where they did that test. I don't know if you saw that video where they went 300 miles an hour.
Mhm.
Bugatti.
Yeah.
I don't even know where that is. But you know how long that track has got to be. Not even a track, just a long strip. But
Mhm.
to reach 300 miles an hour,
Yeah, you need isolated roads and all that. So no one's
exactly. And
ever
I'm
gonna
thinking
use it.
like, yeah, like 10 miles of road. 10 miles of good, straight, clean road.
Yeah.
'Cause, man, that is something. But I'm not gonna lie. I might have to send a letter. Them Chevy boys, they gotta chill out.
I agree
They
because
they
this
gotta
isn't
chill
fun.
out. They gotta chill
It's an
out.
homage though. They're gonna go all out with this one. It's an
But
homage.
that's what it's also scaring me because like it's giving me like Demon 170 vibes. You know, like the last hurrah.
Yeah.
We know
Yeah.
which I don't like. You know, so they make me a little nervous. You know, if there isn't gonna be a C9, just tell me now.
I don't think there will be. If they're pushing out cars like this, almost like in that last hurrah fashion. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan. And Tim Kaniskis, take some goddamn notes. Take some
You
fuck.
don't blame it. You blame the wrong guy. It's not even the right guy.
Matter of fact, you damn right. Let me
He's
get
catching
let me
strays
get
for no
the
reason. Like,
damn right. Let me get the right man for you. Carlos Tavares, the CEO of Stellantis. It's all your fucking fault. You smug bastard. Where the fuck you from? Portugal. I hate this.
watch the race card. Ooh.
He shit just really grind my gears, bro. What's this nigga net worth? Hold on, before I talk too crazy. Like he can't send somebody after me.
He could.
His salary is
Ooh. It's up there. What is it?
Woo-wee. Latest I'm seeing 2024. Making his salary is $14.9 million.
Net worth is probably triple that.
Yeah,
So I suggest you shut the fuck up and just sit down.
you damn right.
It's a great idea. I think it's a swell idea.
Oh. I'm seeing other numbers. You know, Stellantis frugal boss earns $40 million. He's worth it. That's the exact headline from Bloomberg. So yeah,
Worth it.
Mm.
Right.
Interesting. It's all his goddamn fault. It's all
I
his
think
fault.
when it comes to Chevy, I don't know if this is an homage or not, but it feels like it with this car that they're planning on making. Definitely feels like it. Because what did Dodge do? Pumped out these demons, bro. They pumped out
Man,
the
I hate the way they did that last rollout last year.
Oh,
I
yeah.
hate it with passion because I don't know if you remember, they just gave us like random colorways for the Charger and Challenger.
Yeah, it was like that purple or something.
There was a purple, there was an orange, there was a green, there was the black ghost package. There's the shaker package, and it's like, man, I don't care what no nigga gotta say. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, I got this brand new Charger wide body Hellcat. This the shaker package is really 1 of 50. So like, I think if I sell it, I could get like 150 for it. You okay?
Yeah, no. I mean, the only difference is what the color and then the sticker or the badge. I had 1 of whatever. Spot it.
It made no sense
Thanks
to
for
me.
the
See,
same.
now if you had like a jailbreak, I think that's like, much cooler.
Yeah.
You know, sure. I think you get an extra like. You gonna help me out here? What's horsepower on the jailbreak? It's like 80 something. I know it's up there. Or is it 797?
I don't remember. 707 for regular Hellcat.
I know the jailbreak has more for sure. Jailbreak horsepower is 807.
807. Another 100 horsepower. Okay.
Yep. And annoyingly, like 1 less than the Demon. I think that's 808.
They had to make it,
which is hilarious.
That is. Had to make it enticing for you to want to buy a Demon. I don't understand why you'd want to buy a Demon. Like, you're only gonna bring that to a track.
Well,
you're gonna drive that around. You would have to get different tires.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you remember, like when they sold it, it came with like the Demon Crate. So like, funny enough, it was for an additional $1. You
Yeah.
get racing slicks and everything you need to race the car.
Yeah. Yep.
And they came with this additional crate. So hey, I'm not gonna lie. Put some all seasons on there. You can have fun most of the year. I wouldn't dare drive that in the winter though.
No.
How scary that be? You sliding around with 80 something horsepower.
Yeah, I don't know parts. I would never, ever put myself in that position ever. That's crazy.
Man, regular cars be scary enough, and when there's ice on the road as it is.
Yeah, and you're not talking that extra 600 horsepower.
Yep. What's it called? I know that Stellantis, Carlos Tavares, and them, they pretty much put a gun to a lot of these. Their companies under them. I know they put a gun to a lot of their heads, saying, go green, go EV, turn a profit, you're out of here.
Real cut and dry.
Yep. So I know for a lot of these brands, it's might be a toss. I know we're definitely gonna lose some. That's pretty inevitable.
Yeah, some companies just won't be able to make the switch in time or fast enough.
Yeah.
Which kind of does suck. Because some companies, you don't really want to see go. But I think all your bigger ticket companies would be around. It'd be like more of those smaller companies. Well,
I'm laughing because I wanted to double check, and I look up all their brands, and the first one I see is Maserati. Don't smile. Don't smile. They're not going anywhere.
No, I don't know it because it's not. Besides the Ghibli, their fleet isn't awful.
You said besides the Ghibli, so you say you really like it or you really hate it?
No, I said besides the Ghibli, the fleet isn't bad.
Okay, interesting. So you're a fan of the rest of the lineup?
I like the Gran Turismo.
Okay,
that's a pretty cool car.
But for those that don't know, Stellantis, European parent company, and under them Maserati, Alfa Romeo, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, Fiat, a bunch of other European brands you don't know or care about. But I'm not gonna lie, off that short list, Chrysler's out of here.
You think so?
They're out of here. They already discontinued the 300. The 200 died years ago. Most people don't even know there's a 200. That's that. You probably see it around. That's that ugly little sedan. It looks like a smaller Pacifica.
Yeah, I think I've seen it.
Yeah, there's a 200. I think they only sell the Pacifica right now.
Oh, well, if that's the only car they have, yeah, they're done.
They're out of here. Alfa Romeo, I don't know how well they do in Europe, but nobody would care about no Alphas over here. They're in the same boat as Maserati. You gonna spend $65,000 on a 400 horsepower. What is it? A Giulia?
The names
what do they call it?
Weird.
Giulia. It's got a long name. Alfa Romeo Giulia, something Trofeo. I lied. Quadrifoglio. That's what it is.
Sounds like an iPhone case. But
that sounds like a case to you, bro.
It does.
That's funny. But yeah, I mean a new Quadrifoglio. Let me double check these numbers real quick. Horsepower, you get 505. And price is $80,000. Alfa Romeo, don't get at me, but anyone listening, please never buy this vehicle.
$80,000?
$80,000 for 500 horsepower is concerning. Bro, that's concerning.
Yeah, I can get a solid vehicle for 60 and have 20 to blow.
Get a used Scat, put $3,000 to work towards it. That's your 500 right there.
Yep,
that is ridiculous. Out of a 2.9 liter twin turbo V6, yeah, you're mad.
Yeah, not for $80,000. I'm not gonna do that.
Absolutely not. But hey, I guess that's where the world is at this point.
Okay.
But I think that's all the stories we got for today. And I know, for those listening, West and I discussed beforehand that, before we close off, we just want to, talk to y'all, have a nice little, nice little moment.
We'll have a nice little moment. I think Dami has a nice inspirational or motivational quote that he wants to end us off on.
Oh,
So
for
we'll give
sure, for
him the
sure.
floor and hear what he has to say.
Yeah. Cue an inspirational music. A wise man once said, UPS ain't the only brown that delivers. So I feel as though I can apply that in your daily lives. Not everything got to be about black and white. Can't forget the brown. You can't forget the brown.
The fuck? That was your quote? That was your quote? You were hold on, bro. I noticed
I'm an inspiration, bro.
To look up a fuck.
I'm an inspiration, bro. What can I say?
Okay.
I mean, lives I done touched and changed in 30 seconds? Come on, man.
Bro.
Come on.
It was probably an unwilling touch because with that type of quote.
All right, let me give me another chance. Let me be serious. All right, my actual quote is, "You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough." So, I'll definitely let you give your take on that. I'm not gonna hold all the inspiration time, but I think that just goes to remind us all that, unfortunately, well, I won't say unfortunately, it is what life, it begins and it ends, and nobody knows when their time is up. We all pray for a nice long life, but that isn't guaranteed to anybody. So for the time we are here, and even if you live to be 110, in the grand scheme of things, stop smiling, bro. I'm trying to be inspirational.
No, you are. You're being inspirational.
In the grand scheme of things, when all said and done, even if you live to be 110, that's still just a little drop in all that goes on in this life, all that's happened before us and all that will happen after us. So, definitely, my message to everyone for today, and, carry this on with you for the next week until you tune in for the next one is, definitely do your best to make this world a better place, What does it take, really, to do the right thing and be kind to those around you and just be an overall asset to those around you? Because, at the end of the day, what does it really cost you?
An arm and a leg. But I'll add my take to his quote. It was inspirational. I think for me, one thing that I'll part with, in saying is do the thing that scares you or do the thing that, you've had those thoughts of. I know for me, especially, oftentimes you go into something questioning the risk reward ratio. Sometimes a lot of the things that we do, bro, it's like we're doing them of the monotony of the day or the time we're in. Do the things that are difficult. Oftentimes, most of the fun or most of the achievements behind that wall.
Well
That's
said,
all
brother.
I got.
Well said.
Let's get the fuck out of here.